Last night was a pretty big deal for Avatar fans. If you didn't know, there was a premiere for episode 1 of the live action series, and this was in Los Angeles. Many people went, including fellow Avatar YouTubers like Avatarist. There was also some unexpected guests that went, and we'll go over that in just a little bit, but first we have to go over some of the general reviews of this show. This is all coming from Twitter, or X, but we're gonna call it Twitter. This review says, after watching Netflix's Avatar The Last Airbender twice through, I can say it's a solid watch that stands on its own. However, diehard fans should know it makes a lot of changes to the original series. The cast is great, and yes, Dallas Liu is fire. So pretty positive review right there. And the next one's kind of positive, but goes into detail on what fans are gonna probably expect. They said the first episode is a solid entry into a decent adaptation. It's not gonna work with everyone. This one's definitely more for the fans. The CGI was mostly well done. The characters are amusing, but they could have done better with the storytelling for newcomers. This review says, I had a chance to check out Avatar The Last Airbender on Netflix, and it is such a great adaptation. You will get what you are looking for and more. The bending is done so well. Team Avatar is awesome. Zuko is a badass. I love what Netflix has done with this. This one says, I really enjoyed the first episode of Avatar The Last Airbender. I'm getting a better understanding of why they made certain changes. I definitely can see how some may not like it as much. Some of the bending's visuals are slightly off. I hope to enjoy the rest of Avatar Netflix. And the next one's probably one of the most negative on this list. This one says, I've seen the first episode of Netflix Avatar and it's rough. Way too long and way too much packed into it. Important moments are super underwhelming, acting is meh, costuming, bending, and fights look great, but other VFX are hard to look at. Can we please lock up the volume? So there are some people that are a little concerned about little aspects of the show. Not everybody's pleased, but the general response is very positive. Next review is a positive one. They said the first episode of Netflix's Avatar is fantastic. From the opening scene, you'll realize this is far better than a blank film. I don't know what that says, but anyways, the fights are great, but the standouts are the actors. The kids feel like Team Avatar, a fun new take on a timeless classic, and that's great to hear. And here is Avatarist's review. He says, Netflix's Avatar is peak cinema. 10 out of 10 first episode. Review tomorrow, hopefully, but for now I'm heading to the after party. So if you don't know, he's going to be posting a review later. You guys definitely should check it out. He's going to be going into detail on everything that's happened. Also, he says in the replies, it's not a one-to-one adaptation, which is good. The show is completely faithful in spirit to the original. It looks like Avatar. It feels like Avatar. It is Avatar. And if this doesn't get you excited, look at this right here. Avatar's literally met Gordon. That must have been epic. And in just a moment, we're going to go over another promo that dropped today, but I want to reference something that the Avatarist talked about that is shown directly in this promo. For example, right here, you can see Azula is bending normal fire, and somebody in the replies asked Avatarist, why is her fire not blue? And he says he hasn't seen that teaser, but he did talk to Azula's actress yesterday, and he has an idea of why her fire isn't blue. I think it's likely this is kind of like her prequel, her origin story, and as the season progresses, we're probably going to see a moment where her fire turns blue to lead us into season 2. But that's just my speculation. Remember when Mike and Brian left the project and everyone said that they hated it, it's not going to be great? Well, look right here. Mike actually showed up to the event. There is no proof that Brian showed up. It seems only one of them showed up to check it out, and the fact that he showed up is a good sign. Obviously, we don't exactly hear what he thinks, but the fact that he showed up gives me even more hope. And if you guys were wondering about the episode runtimes, episode 1 is 1 hour and 1 minute, episode 2 is 48 minutes, episode 3 is 52 minutes, episode 4 is 55 minutes, episode 5 is 50 minutes, episode 6 is 56 minutes, episode 7 is 44 minutes, and episode 8 is 55 minutes. So episode 1 is just the longest out of them, which makes sense because there's a lot of ground to cover, of course, and maybe that's part of the reason why people were complaining so much. People said that they crammed too much in, it felt a little long, and that makes sense because it's the longest episode here. And I think although it's good to have criticism like that, I think we need to check it out ourselves next Thursday before we can jump to conclusions. But as I said, there was a new promo that dropped on Twitter. We talked about Azula's firebending. That was in the trailer. I think the firebending looks like 1,000 times better than it did previously. Like, it looked great, but there's something in this teaser. It just looks different. It looks so much more cinematic, and this makes sense as the VFX are closer to completion. We're closer to the official release, and a scene where we quickly see this amazing firebending is with the fire sages, because if you slow it down, you can see the fire sages shooting right at Aang, and it looks great. Now, this promo is actually story about Ozai and Zuko. The first half is Ozai talking about their great Fire Nation, about bringing peace to the world, and then you have Zuko's speech to his soldiers, and you obviously see he's kind of desperate here to capture Aang, but he's also kind of talking kind of like his father, and this is kind of how you have it in book 1 of the original series. Zuko would kind of repeat things his father says or have similar ideas, or at least that's what he thought his ideas were. So I'm glad that they were able to translate that seamlessly. Also right here we have Zuko firebending next to his uncle in the Northern Water Tribe, and this could be them fighting Zhao. And we actually have an Ozai portrait. This is in the Royal Gallery. We have Ozai right here, and we saw this in the original series. We didn't really see this, I think, until book 3, and we're seeing it now, so that's quite interesting. Really excited about that. Also, there's a new look at Avatar Kyoshi. This image was dropped online and it looks amazing. Now, there was a promo the other day, and that promo did have Avatar Kyoshi very briefly. It was a flashy promo, lots happening, lots of different cuts, and people were talking about that, but this is a close-up and I think it looks great. There was also a promo the other day of King Bumi. We got another look at him because there was so much criticism. I saw even the criticism some had go away completely, and I'm really happy about that because I always thought he looked good. And also this promo does give us an extra shot of Aang and Teo in the sky flying, and you see the citizens on the bottom. They're shocked, excited. It makes the world feel bigger, more lived in, which is great. But yeah, guys, we're 6 days away from the series dropping. Lots of stuff has happened in the past week, lots of great promos, and the series is almost here, so I'm excited, guys. I'll keep you guys updated with the latest information. Let me know down below what you guys think. I'll see you guys very soon.